starting to think men were created to be with men. Because all they want to do is be with their homeboys.
Hey, this guy's tiny. He must be a dwarf. Sorry, I'm not interested in being friends.
When he's less than 6 inches. How is she talking about a man's member when she has a negative A cup? How dare you? Alright guys, y'all looking at the thumbnail, y'all looking at the title of the video, y'all already know what time it is. It is time to get active. Y'all love my last double standards compilation, so let's run it back. Without further ado,
I have a couple questions for the boys, just to make sure I'm understanding you correctly.
She said a couple questions for the boys. I already know it's going to be going downhill when she refers to men as boys, but let's keep it going. What is she putting on her face?
So when a woman's nudes are leaked, that's hot. Everybody wants to see them. But when she posts promiscuous photos herself, that makes you uncomfortable. When somebody's sex tape is leaked, you've got the tissues and the lotion ready. But when they make an OnlyFans, they belong to the streets. So are you only comfortable with women being sexualized when it's under your control? Or is it the lack of consent that turns you on?
She really thought she was asking something worthwhile right there. Whether or not a woman's nudes are leaked versus their own OnlyFans, a male's disposition is to want to look. Now, whether he chooses to look or not is completely and utterly up to him. Oh, by the way, women have the same reaction, more so if the man they view as higher on the dominance hierarchy, you know, if they're a star or something like that. Shit, on Instagram, there was a whole eggplant through sweatpants epidemic that made y'all go utterly insane about. But nevertheless, the act of having your nudes leaked versus making an active decision to put your body online are two miraculously different things when it comes to where you are placed in the dating marketplace. Yes, if you make the decision to participate in the sex industry for money, that makes you for the streets. I mean, this is where logic would bring you to, but let's just say that you don't have the logical capabilities to really think that deep into subjects like this, and you're actually asking a question. Then why at the end of this whole thing would you set up such a negatively focused answer as the only two options as to why men choose one versus the other?
So are you only comfortable with women being sexualized when it's under your control, or is it the lack of consent that turns you on?
I think the way that you ask that perfectly demonstrates your issue with men in society. Therapy.
Okay, because you guys liked my last video so much, thank you for all the support. I have one more thing about double standards.
And that is cheating.
I hate when girls say, oh my god, guys cheat more than girls do. That, I'm telling you, is bullshit.
And you want to know why?
This is because when boys cheat, they usually tend to cheat because they lost feelings for their girl and they see another attractive girl. So then they cheat because, oh, this girl's more attractive. But when a girl cheats, it's more like when their boyfriend upsets them, like just a little thing upsets them and then it sets them off. So then they go and cheat because they're angry. So they do it to, like, I guess, cope.
Girls cheat because they're mad. Guys cheat because they lose feelings. Girls do it more than guys. Guys cheat less than girls.
Oh, so girls get caught less.
The conclusion that girls cheat more than guys because they cheat based off of the guy doing something wrong versus the guy cheating because he likes her less is not a logically conclusive statement at all. But I do agree with her with the idea that more women cheat because they feel some type of way about shit. But we got some data on this, so let's review this real quick. So this data comes from the Institute of Family Studies. This particular data set is of people that were married or have been married before. And you'll see here from the ages of 18 to 29, women reportedly do cheat just a tad more, but it's really a negligible difference between the two. One is 11, the other is 10%. But then you see that cheating statistic starts to widen as the guys get older. But I think it's really interesting to see how it varies by age, but pretty much from your 20s up until your 30s, early 40s, there's really not that much of a difference.
What's the male version of a cougar? A pedophile.
So, what does that make a cougar?
Great logic. A pedophile is someone who sexually assaults someone underage. That's where logic would bring you, but you have a dirty, filthy, male-shaming mouth, and it's ridiculous that you feel comfortable putting information like that out on the internet as readily as what you've demonstrated right here. It's really kind of pathetic if you think about it. By the way, the male version of a cougar is called a bobcat. Let's move on.
Hey, yo, am I tripping, or did we just witness sexual assault? I mean,
You're not
these
tripping.
ladies walked into a complete stranger's place of work and
Right.
start rubbing their genitals on them.
Right.
Could you imagine if the roles were reversed? Hey, y'all don't hear me. Stay safe.
I hear you, young scholar. I hear you very loud and clear. Could you imagine how quickly security would be on him? The cops would be called. Oh, God. He'd be labeled a sex offender. The social consequences for men versus women out in public are ridiculously different. That's why I think that it's important that we review content like this, because no matter how much that you can talk about it, reviewing actual shit of it actually happening will finally get people to understand, which is really one of the true biggest values of channels just like this. Get your goddamn BBL and your green throw-up colored hair off of me.
Dude, this guy's tiny. He must be a dwarf. Sorry, I'm not interested in being friends.
When he's less than 6 inches. Oh, y'all just gonna piss me off with this compilation today, huh? I like this. All right, what is this lady saying? I mean, how is she talking about a man's member when she has a negative A cup? How dare you?
Friends with midgets. Midgets piss me off. Huh,
Sorry, I'm not interested in. Oh, these were the comments underneath the video. Sorry, I'm not interested in A cups. Okay, so they went in on her. Humble yourself up. Okay.
The comments under this video have been distasteful, disgusting,
That's
and outright
her.
disrespectful.
I think that
Oh, not what? Yo, this is so, it's like my, like, it just makes me think, like, people honestly don't think before they act on certain things, and it's just, you know, everyone has phones in their pockets, and everyone has the agency to create their own TikTok account, their own Instagram account, put their own shit up on the internet, and it's mind-boggling to me what you allow yourself to believe about the world around you without having empathy to understand the other people that are involved in the world. How do you shit on a sexual component of being male, and then when someone points out your situation, all of a sudden the comments are deplorable? Do we not see the double standards here?
that women should be on top always, no matter what culture. Women should be on top, period.
So what would be your thought of the women who basically put their men on top? Do you think that they're just ignorant slaves to their men?
I feel like they just need to be woken up a little. Realize their worth.
Women are held to a different standard. It's a double standard always
Yes.
when it comes to women.
Okay, so why are women fighting?
The double standard is the standard, but it's okay though, because as a man, I understand the privileges that women have in a society versus what men have in society. But it's about acknowledging your privileges, acknowledging the standards, and understanding what are the outcomes that you want in life. For example, ladies, it's cool to be sexually liberated and then go get your back blown out by as many men as what you possibly can in your 20s. But if we find out about it, you won't get chose more often than if men do the same damn thing. Understand that there's a double standard, how men view that, and act accordingly if you want to get chose. Let's move on.
For equality when they only seem to want double standards?
They don't even know what they fighting for, to be honest.
It makes no sense because
It
when a
doesn't
woman
make
hits
sense.
a man and the cops show up, the man's always going to be wrong. Whether he put his hands on her or not, he's wrong.
You know, I feel like men
It's another double
need
standard.
women. We're the reason they exist. Like, we
What?
birth them, you know?
We make you reproduce, like we continue your name.
Okay, let me ask this, right? If the thing that makes women special is being able to make babies, does that mean that women who experience menopause are no longer special?
No.
So then,
Great question.
I mean, can a woman make a baby without a man's seed?
No, but there's other options.
Hi, feminism. We meet again. Literally a conversation about equality and not recognizing that it takes two people to create life in this world. Like, yeah, like you harbor life, but your lack of understanding or teaching women the true meaning of equality enables them to say such things and admit that a man is not needed. And we wonder why the single mother rate is going up so much. This feminism shit for a long time has not been about equality. It's about women's empowerment while subjugating men.
I think we need to have another slight discussion. This one's less serious, so please do not take this with total seriousness. But, so when a man grabs a woman's butt, it's violating and it's very wrong, and I do agree with that. But when a woman grabs a man's butt, it's funny because of the way he reacts. Just wondering, did we ever think that men feel violated too? Oh shit, my bad. That's not possible, right? Men can't have the same feelings as women, right? Men can't have feelings, right? Men are just dogs and animals, right? So you're gonna call them dogs and animals for something we do to them as well? Don't seem right to me. Men can feel violated too, and that's why they react that way.
Yeah.
Just something to think about. Like small things like this. Double standards, we don't like those. Get rid of them.
She's a sweetheart. Let's keep going.
It's kind of f***ed up how black women used to be called ghetto and ratchet for so long for having big butts, and yet the minute Kim K decided to overstuff her hot pockets, everybody wants a big ass now. Like, the
I remember that era.
When you're listening to
I'm an 80s babies, guys. I remember the era of everyone was into the stick figures. Not so much anymore. Let's keep going.
a girl talk about how abusive and narcissistic her ex-boyfriend was. But are we not going to talk about the phone that you threw at his face? Are we also not having a conversation about all the boys that you had sex with when you were with him? It doesn't go both ways. No?
Whoa.
It's always keep your legs closed and not keep it in your pants. Last time I checked, we can't get ourselves pregnant. So why are we only blaming women?
Who only blames women? I'm just so confused at the majority of these clips. Like, what earth are y'all living in? We're not only blaming women. Actually, platforms like this, we go over specifically why and how not to put women in their viscous innards on a pedestal to focus on themselves, so you can put yourself in a more mature, more masculine arena for yourself, where you'll be more apt to make correct decisions in your life and not waste time on women that made no sense for you at the end of the day anyway. And to wrap it up, that's what we teach over here. What the hell are you looking at?
Starting to think men were created to be with men. Because all they want to do is be with their homeboys. Take trips with the boys, go shop with the boys.
Who sent me this compilation?
Let your girl ask you to do nothing. All of a sudden, you stressed, you tired, but you happy with the boys.
If you don't understand that the boy that you're with is with his boys because he can't tolerate you, then you can't see the forest beyond the trees. Take a look in the mirror, mama. Shaming young men, insulting young men regarding what it is that they do with their time is not the wave. You know what's so crazy about these clips? This is a major double standard as well. Think about a man, like, what man ever shames women for hanging out with other women? Like, it just doesn't exist because we don't care. And I'll keep it funky. I actually think it's pretty ridiculous that you guys are allowing relationships with women with thought patterns like this. This is the type that will manipulate you out of your happiness and will shame you because of things that you once liked to do. She's the same type that will prioritize the length, irrespective of the cost, of her nails in lieu of paying more than the minimum on her student loan balances. She'll be an arguer. She'll be a fighter. She will stop at nothing to win in a situation and or conversation, up to the point of calling you gay. Think about that for a quick second.
A woman should have the right to opt out of motherhood and make that choice. Do you think that a man should also have the right to choose to opt out of fatherhood and 18 years of child support?
Shoot, wow, I've never thought about that one before.
Yeah, it's a deep question.
Let me ask you this.
Goodness.
What reproductive rights do men have?
It seems like zero, actually.
Right. So why are we always talking about a woman's right to choose, but we never ever bring up the man's choice? Because a man doesn't have any choice. Like, if you think about it, if you get a woman pregnant and you want to keep that baby, she can kill it. If you want to not be a father,
you don't get that choice.
She can basically lock you into 18 years of child support.
Correct.
Yeah. No, I get you.
So why are we not talking about the bigger picture here?
It's something that I feel like does need to be discussed, you know.
right, guys, that's actually the end of the clip, so I'm going to cut the compilation right here. I actually felt like throughout the entirety of this compilation, like I was going to war. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many double standards out there from a male's perspective that I don't think gets a lot of limelight. So I think it is extra important that we do due diligence to these discussions so we can start to unpack what does it mean for both men and women around us. Continue to spread the knowledge, because I say that we continue this effort, make it as visible as what we can, because there is no value in continuing to walk around in a first world society thinking and acting like you are a victim. Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Although I feel like I just went to battle is what we are built for. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.